we'll be kicking things off this morning as we talk about the Special Olympics. And on Sunday, July 22nd, the Special Olympics Trinidad and Tobago is having their first annual charity fun run. Here to tell us all about it, we have Officer Hazard from the Trinidad and Tobago Fire Service. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
We're excited to find out about the charity fun run. What exactly is it all about?
The fun run is to aid, to get funds, raise funds for the kids who will be going to represent Trinidad and Tobago in the upcoming Olympics, Special Olympic Games in Abu Dhabi.
Okay, so is it the first time we're having an event like this?
Yes, it's one of the first events, but normally we have other charitable events that we raise funds for the kids or during the course of the year.
Okay, and when and where exactly is this fun run taking place?
It will be in Chaguaramas, within the Gulf Park area in Chaguaramas, the Gulf.
And it's on Sunday, July 22nd.
Yes.
And who's invited to this event?
Well, the public is invited. Registration was online for the last 2 to 3 months.
Okay.
And we have some of the special kids will be there who are custom running. And then the law enforcement personnel from police, army, fire, coast guard, air guard, prisons, they all will be there.
Were you part of planning this particular event?
On the law enforcement side, yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I see you were very successful because you called a number of
yes,
organizations coming forward
to support that.
How difficult was it to actually get this arranged?
No, well, it's not difficult because of we are all in the national security arm. Right. So it's just a matter of just networking with one another. And
so their response was pretty good. You
pretty
thought
good.
That they were quite
so far, yes. I can say yes.
So what can we expect on the day itself?
On the day, we have like the run. Then we'll have like the law enforcement personnel will be out in full, will display the torch that will be lit on that morning, and we'll have like a nice run of the road. But some of the kids on them will be racing because it's actually a fun run. So they will be racing, but the law enforcement personnel is like raising awareness and stuff, yeah.
And the route, what route will they be taking?
The route is on the Chaguaramas. Like when you go into Macri.
Okay, yeah. Along that way.
Right.
And what is the distance? Do you know offhand? Do you have an
idea? It is like about 3.5 miles.
Yeah. And roughly. The registration information, you said it's been ongoing for a couple of months now.
Yes, the registration online is like $100 contribution. It's in aid of the kids. And well, if it have personal or corporate sponsors outside there who are willing to give, they can go online and see the information, and that would be nice too.
Yeah, that sounds great. And let's talk a little bit about your personal involvement in all of this. You would have invested a lot of time and effort into something like this. Why did you see the need to do so?
It was a call from on my aspect, because in my little community in Toko, we had like several challenges with special kids and stuff. And it was in 1996 when I first ran this
race. You did?
And since from then to now, I have been running the torch run that we have every year. And I am actually the torch bearer for Trinidad and Tobago.
Really?
For the upcoming Abu Dhabi run.
Wonderful. So how do you feel about this entire initiative?
It is actually it makes me feel happy to know that I'm representing Trinidad and Tobago, and in extension, those kids.
Oh.
Yeah, I think they deserve our love and our attention. So that is like happy for me to do something like that.
Apart from the law enforcement agencies, have you seen other corporate sponsors or anybody coming on board to really be part of an initiative like this?
Yes, Digicel is the main sponsor of Special Olympics. But we're still trying to reach out to the other agencies to actually give the service and support. We would like to see some other agencies coming on board, helping them and stuff.
How important is it for these agencies to come on board?
I think it is very important because these kids don't really have the means and ways actually to get how we as normal citizens will move around. They no, they don't have that kind of freedom as such, but it will be very nice to have some agencies coming on board.
Do you think the average person or the general public is really aware of what these kids go through?
No. I think Trinidad and Tobago is too relaxed on this initiative because the law enforcement only can do this much. And we actually need the public actually to come out. But I don't think we have enough publicity, enough advertisement, reaching out to these people. So that is why we don't have that kind of force into it.
Yeah.
Because in some big countries, they actually into this 24/7. 24/7.
What is your vision for all of this? You've invested a lot so far. Do you have plans for the future in the event that people really do come on board to support this venture? How far do you see it going?
Well, actually, in my personal view, I think I would love to see the kids and them reach to our path that get the same opportunity, the same respect that everybody else will get. I would love to see that.
So can we expect to see a lot of parents coming out on that day as well?
Well, yes, some of the parents have been very supportive with their kids, but we still have some who kind of stay back because they don't want their face too close to the child and as such. But yes, they do support their kids.
So these are issues.
Yes, and we are working on that from our side point of view, from the law enforcement side, where we try to go to some of the communities, talk to some of the families, We give a lot of time from our busy schedule.
Oh, I was not aware of that. So the law enforcement agencies, you're actually going to the communities and chat one-on-one?
One-on-one,
with
all these schools. Like, actually, I am working with a school they call Immortal, that's in Sentence. I do something they call SoFit with them.
SoFit.
SoFit is like aerobics, but it's a lighter version of it.
Really?
Yes, and trust me, it's amazed to see how those kids operate.
How did you decide to get involved in that?
I was approached by Special Olympics because of my sporting talent, and I did not back down. I take up the challenge.
And how long have you been doing that?
Actually, I'm doing it for the past 6 months so far, but I've been doing aerobics and physical training for the last 15 years.
And what sort of impact do you think it has had on the kids?
Well, actually, the kids love fun, so that is actually fun for them, so they actually come out.
And what does it do for you personally when you see how excited they are about this?
It's a joy. It makes my heart, smile.
Do you think do you hope to take it further, like probably have other people like yourself go to different communities to do that, or schools?
Yes, actually I'm working on it because we don't have enough personnel outside there who have the passion, like some of us, and the heart to actually go to discuss with these things with these kids.
Now we have some pictures on set there. I'm not too sure if you can tell us anything about that last event. That's the what has been made there.
Yes, and that is our director in its uniform, Mr. Taylor, and we call the gentleman in the middle.
What event? That was the actual.
That was actually the torch run. This year.
Oh, that was earlier this year.
Yeah, earlier this year. That was to commence our opening of our Special Olympics games that we.
And how did that go?
That was actually well. It was well attended, and actually this year is our 50th and international global year. So we had a nice little parade where we had officers in their uniform lined up alongside, and the kids was like running through.
How has this event progressed over the years?
Over the years, we gotten it like one step, baby step coming up. But eventually, next year we are trying to get something bigger and better.
But the turnout there looks amazing.
Yes. Yes.
So what's on the agenda for next year's event?
Next year we want to actually bring, well, actually, I am in the planning stage with my team of bringing an international feel of an opening ceremony into Trinidad. But that will take a lot of planning. It takes a lot of planning to get something like that scale into Trinidad, yes.
Oh, you're very committed to this.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk a little bit more about the investment that you continue to make in these lives of these young kids. What really got you involved in this?
Okay. It was like in 2006 where I ran the first, it was my first marathon. And I was approached by, I think it was my teacher, come and ask if anyone wanted to go run the Special Olympics torch run. And I was like, yeah, me. So it's like I was the lone person from Trinidad, from Toko at that time, running amongst big men. And it was like fun for me because running was always fun for me.
Yes.
And from day onwards, it never stopped. Haven't had a year that I have not participated since 1996.
Really? And how has it really benefited you personally?
Honestly, it did a lot for me, and it makes me understand how much those kids outside, they really depend on us to actually see those kids sitting in the crowd and they're like standing and clapping you, coming in, running, but it's just the fun, the joy.
Wow.
Because, you know, it has sometimes you run from San Fernando to Port of Spain just trying to bring this awareness.
Yes.
And, you know, you run whole day and those kids just waiting and to see this torch coming in.
Oh, wow. So just remind us, this event takes place on Sunday, July 22nd.
Yes, it starts at 8
8 a.m. sharp. And parents are invited.
And the general public. And you and all can come along
Yes,
too.
of course.
Yes.
And do you have food and drinks and that sort of thing on sale? Any refreshments or anything like that?
I can't say at this moment, but I think it may have.
Okay,
Yes.
wonderful. Right, so what are your closing comments? And is there a number to call for further information or a website and that sort of thing? Perhaps we can probably go online and check it out, yeah?
Yes, it's the law enforcement at gmail.com.
Okay, not a problem. So we'll definitely check it out. All right, so also anything else that you'd like to add?
Well, I would like to say I'll be glad to see, you know, the general public to come out and support this adventure. And on Sunday, we will all meet there.
Yeah, and also you can probably just describe what you have in your hand there.
Well, actually, this is the torch. Yeah, this is the torch of Trinidad and Tobago. It's actually one of the torch that they use in the world for the Olympics, for the Special Olympics kids. And it will be on display on Sunday, God spares life.
Wonderful. Well, it's been a pleasure chatting with you. Thank you so
you.
much for taking the time to be here this morning. And thank you for this investment that you are making
Thank
in
you.
the lives of these young people.
Yes, it will.
We've been chatting with the man himself. He's a hero in his own right, Officer Hazard from the Trinidad and Tobago Fire Service. He's also the PRO. And just to remind you, it's Sunday, 22nd July, as you can see on your screen. It takes place in Chagaramas from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m.